because the phones are getting stronger. They're actually quickly climbing to the capability of handhelds like a Sony PSP or a Nintendo DS. So that's allowing us to put higher-end graphics, faster-performing games, larger games, so more of an overall strong game experience for people on their mobile phone. Right. Well, I mean, I think there's an audience for both of them. For the original old nostalgic games like Pac Man, people remember those games, they love those games, and actually the phones that we have today are more powerful than those old arcade machines or those old consoles. So there's always going to be those phones, those games as well. But with the stronger phones that we have today, we could also put higher-end PlayStation 2 type games on phones now, too. Yeah, I think it certainly would help if we just had a very few platforms for all the phones and just a very few phones. But the reality is that there's certainly a large variety of phones in Latin America as well as North America. So we're constantly going to be faced with the challenge of having to do the game for lots of different phones. It's sort of like if you were to do an Xbox game and you had to make a different version for every single television set out there. Yes, Sega Mobile is right now exploring a model to do ad-funded games. We're also looking into doing free trial games. We're working with Gray Stripe to basically wrap our games with ads, and you know, we're kind of testing various models in that area. Well, you absolutely have to be on the carrier's deck, so we're doing that, and we're partnered with all the carriers in all the territories worldwide. But we're also establishing off-portal sites through SegaMobile.com. You can download games as well, and we're working with other off-portal sites to have our games available there as well. Verizon is probably the best one. They have the most attractive deck, and they seem to really understand the importance of you know, improving the user experience in terms of discovery of the content and how they present it to where it's easy to just, you know, find the games and get them on your phones. But in addition to Verizon, I mean, we're on all the other major carriers in North America as well as Latin America and worldwide across Europe and Asia. Yeah, certainly the more casual games, the really simple experiences, a puzzle game like, for instance, Columns, an old Sega classic, that allows a user just to kind of play for a very short time, maybe when they're waiting for their bus, and then turn it off and pick up where they left off later on. So it's those more simple, casual games as opposed to a really immersive experience like a Call of Duty that you would play on your you know, home console. Yeah, so actually the new iPhone has just put, there's only 2 games right now on the iPhone, and one of them is a Sega game. It's Super Monkey Ball Tippin', or Super Monkey Ball, which allows you to use the accelerometer built into the iPhone. So you tilt it and you have a sort of a 3D perspective and follow your monkey in a ball, everybody likes that, around the different puzzles. And it's something I think we're going to be seeing a lot more built into phones, and as it is, we'll support it with our games. Yeah, so right now, again, all the phones are networked, so people can tap into the same network and play against one another, but what's sort of limiting it is the latency, the speed of the phones themselves. So right now it works for very simple puzzle games, so if I wanted to play Columns against somebody else who's playing it, I could see their puzzle going down, but if I wanted to play a sports game, it would take, you know, you would see a real drag, a real slowdown from phone to phone. So as the phones get faster, I think then we'll see more complex multiplayer games.